for another legal tip, legal brief number 6. Now, when you registered for the mini course, you also received a list of top 10 legal must-haves. That was with your very first email. I'm guessing you either ignored it or maybe took a look at it and went, yeah. That is what we're going to be talking about, the top 10 legal must-haves to protect yourself from exposure to personal liability. Now, many people form an LLC or an S-Corp as their business entity, and what do? They register with the Secretary of State, and then they forget about it, and they think that's all they need to do. Wrong. But I am here to tell you what you do need to do so that you make your effort worth it. You make it effective. Because otherwise it reminds me of one of my little sisters when she was 4 years old. I think she was a little bored, so she announced to all of us that she was running away from home. So we kind of watched her with amusement as she put on my mother's high heel boots, my mittens, and I still remember to this exact day what they look like, my dad's coat, and his faux fur big like Russian hat. So she walked out the door and walked down the driveway, and she got to the end of the driveway and she turned around and she looked up and she said, "Where am I going?" So of course we laughed about that, but that's what this reminds me of. So many business owners they register with the Secretary of State, they're an LLC or a corporation, and they don't ask where they're going, and they think that's enough. It's not. So number one, and this is a pet peeve of mine, you go through the trouble of registering and you become an LLC or an Inc., and then you don't use the name. If you are going to use a business entity to try to protect yourself from exposure to personal liability, it is up to you to let the world know that you're doing business as an entity. So put that LLC or Inc. on your business name. Put it on your business cards, put it on the bottom of your website, put it on your advertising collateral, put it on your signature line in your emails. Make sure you put that on there. And I know graphic designers, they hate it. They're like, well, you don't need that. And I've even heard of some graphic designers who give legal advice and say you don't need it. I'm here to say that's wrong. It does not have to be part of your design. It doesn't have to be front and center, but it does have to be somewhere. If you are operating as a business entity, we need to know that. So that's your legal brief, your legal tip number 6. Stay tuned for more, and in the meantime, cover your assets. Okay, thanks.